Hello and welcome to Grangegorman Cemetery, the largest military cemetery in Ireland. This is a Commonwealth cemetery, so holds the remains of servicemen from the United Kingdom and its former colonies. Most of the remains most of the graves are dedicated to those who fought in World War I, but it also contains a number of servicemen from the War of Independence, the 1916 Easter Rising and World War II. So a lot of these would have been men who were actually born in Ireland but fought for the United Kingdom, but it also contains the remains of soldiers from Australia and New Zealand, and I believe some from Turkey. So this wall up here is dedicated to the graves and servicemen who can no longer be maintained but who were buried throughout Ireland. So there's a number of locations, Cork and Limerick for example, but they are remembered here. At the bottom you'll see a lot of wreaths. These were probably left here on Anzac Day, which was on the 25th of April. There's wreaths left from the embassies of Ukraine, Turkey, the United States, the United Kingdom, and then there's a number of smaller wreaths from remembrance groups, like historical societies as well, that keep the memory of a lot of the old Irish regiments and United Commonwealth regiments alive. And then I saw that this tree was planted in 2005 on the 90th anniversary of Gallipoli by the ambassadors of Turkey, New Zealand and Australia. So my friend Mike actually recommended this. I never knew this existed. It's located just beside the Phoenix Park. The Phoenix Park is just in that direction, you see on the camera. So I'm just going to take a small walk through. I did find a couple of graves of servicemen who passed away during, like for example right here, the Staffordshire Regiment, 29th of April 1916. So there is a great chance that this soldier, E. Fox, would have been killed in action during the 1916 Easter Rising. The Staffordshire Regiment suffered heavy casualties along, I believe it was Marylebone Lane or the Four Courts. I might get that a little bit wrong. So these are all Staffordshire Regiment. They're all April 1916. So there's a good chance that these graves in front of me, these men would have died during the 1916 Easter Rising. I was reading that the reason the graves are here is because the United Kingdom didn't used to repatriate their dead, so they would bury them either where the men died or as close as they could. So like for example, you come up here, this is Lance Corporal John Murphy from the Enniskillen Fusiliers, who died in Dublin on 7th of January 1915. Now, died in Dublin in 1915, probably was injured in World War I and brought back here for medical care and then passed away. But yes, it's the largest Commonwealth graveyard largest military graveyard in Ireland. So after 1923, once Ireland got its independence, only former servicemen and their relatives could be buried here. So the last burial, I believe, was in 1999. Templemore, Enniskillen, Leinster, I presume the Leinster Regiment, died 10th of October 1918. J.T. Woodgate, Royal Air Force, 10th of October 1918, age 14 years. So some of them very young. There is one row which I saw was men who died on the HMS Leinster, which was torpedoed in 1918 as it left Dublin. So these were men that were probably making their way over to Europe to fight, but they died before they even landed. Now here, H. Atkinson, Lancashire Fusiliers, 22nd of March 1921. There is a very strong chance that he would have been killed during the War of Independence. There is a grave I saw over this side. Now, for example, here, 2nd Lieutenant Fred Bowes, 2nd Battalion, South Lancashire Regiment, killed on duty in the Phoenix Park in Dublin, 28 December 1919, aged 20 years and 9 months. So he most likely would have either been killed during the War of Independence or during an accident. There was a lot of deaths during that period from just training accidents. And then there would have been there's other dates here from 1919, 1920. They probably would have been men injured during World War I who didn't recover. And then older graves. So Elizabeth Augusta, the dearly beloved wife of Charles Gabriel Perkins, quartermaster, 2nd Dragoon Guards, who died on May 26, 1889. So the cemetery was opened in 1876 and closed, down in 1999. Well, that was the last burial. It's now maintained by the Office of Public Works and the Commonwealth Graves Association. So I'm just taking a small walk around this row here, just in front of us. A lot of these were the men who died on the HMS Leinster when it was torpedoed by a German submarine. So men of the North Somerset Yeomen's, Essex Regiment, East Riding Yeomanry, Royal Defence Corps. This is Captain Robert Albert Kilmore, dispatch rider and civil servant who lost his life in the torpedoing of the RMS Leinster on the 10th of October 1918. He is the only son of Samuel and Margaret Gilmore. Worcester Regiment, Loyal North Lancaster Regiment, Notts and Derby Regiment. So yeah, the Sherwood Foresters, the South Staffordshire Regiment, would have suffered heavy casualties during the 1916 Easter Rising. There's also the graves of 2 unidentified soldiers from World War I and a number of RAF soldiers, or airmen from World War II, who would have been probably shot down and crash landed in Ireland. It's very well maintained. So the Office of Public Works, and I'm sure it's more so to do with the Commonwealth Graves Association. They do maintain and try to hold their former servicemen in good memory, and some of their family members. Royal Garrison Artillery, 28th of August 1917. J. Fitzgerald Royal Engineers, 24th November 1919. So a wide range, but as you can see, this is mainly World War I soldiers who are buried in this part of the graveyard. Here we have Luke MacDonald, died 30th of August 1919, aged 59 years. Also my darling daughter Elizabeth, died 30th of October 1921, aged 20 years. And Ellen, beloved wife, died 6th of November 1961. So there are a lot of family members buried together. D. Sweeney, Leinster Regiment, 21st of August 1919. Could have been killed during the War of Independence. Also could have died from injuries sustained in World War One. Yeah, so my friend Mike recommended this because I discovered a small graveyard near the Royal Kilmainham Hospital that had some soldiers who died during the 1916 Easter Rising, and that's the first time I had seen graves for soldiers obviously on the opposing side who had died, but this is much larger, and yeah, it's open to the public. The one in the Royal Hospital Kilmainham, Royal Hospital, it's not an art museum now, but that one you need a tour for. This is open to the public between 10 and 4 p.m. every day. For a graveyard, it's pretty relaxing. I don't know how strange that sounds, but it's fairly cool to check out. And if you thought you had any family members who may have died, they may be interned here, or at least displayed on that wall that was at the start of this video. You might be able to find some sort of history on them. My surname is fairly unique, but I've never been able to, I don't think any family member was involved in much of anything, to be honest, outside of, or involved in any of the world wars. And here, Connacht Rangers, 18th of April 1916, C. Armstrong, most likely died during the War of 1916 Easter Rising. Here we have another memory of Margaret Naylor, Nee Rowan, shot crossing Rings End Drawbridge, Dublin, 29th of April 1916. Died from her injuries on the 1st of May 1916. Also her loving husband, John Naylor, Private Royal Dublin Fusiliers, killed in action on the same day, 29th of April 1916. Wow. That's a husband and wife killed in 2 separate incidents, spread far away from each other. But anyway, thank you for joining me here. I just thought this was a interesting little find in Dublin City. Like I said, it's close to the Phoenix Park. If you just type in Grangegorman Cemetery, you'll be able to find it. There's public parking outside, not a lot, but if you're just in a car, or you can come through the Phoenix Park. Anyway, I will see you in the next one.